All right, welcome back to the channel. As we know, Tyson Fury has a lot of smoke around him. Glove issues, cheating issues. He has somebody that came from his past, claiming that he lied about, was asked to lie, but was bribed to lie for Tyson Fury and to help him get off of a performance-enhancing drug test that he failed back in 2000. I do believe that was in 2015. Now, the WBC has responded, and Frank Warren, his promoter, has responded. And let me assure you, man, they are some terrible, not excuses, but attempts to avoid Tyson Fury coming out in a negative light. Let's talk about what the WBC had to say. Let's talk about what Frank Warren had to say and break it down in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Tyson Fury. Tyson the Great Fury, who has now been accused of cheating one way or another by like everybody under the sun. Okay, first there was, and what I originally believed was like, whatever, let's move on. But as more and more evidence kept piling on in the court of public opinion, I started saying, okay, man, I cannot avoid this. Let me look at these gloves. Let me look at this situation. And I saw, after it having been pointed out to me, I saw what it was that people were talking about. And I 100% agree that what people are saying they see, they actually see. I was not inclined to believe it before, but like I said, if somebody can show you something over and over again, and you see it, hey, you are duty bound, ethically bound to say, yeah, man, that's what I see. Similar to what Dewey Cooper did when Dewey Cooper was like, nah, man, I see the fist in the bottom of his glove, man. Okay, it is what it is. Yeah, you can do that. He demonstrated the whole thing. Charles Martin said it. Errol Spence Jr. said it. George Groves said it. This is not some scenario where it's just one guy off on the internet that said this. This is a whole bunch of people from a whole bunch of different areas that are completely unrelated to each other, looking at the same thing and seeing the same thing. Now, you have, and as a result of all of this conversation about Tyson Fury cheating, people started looking back at things that Tyson Fury did in the past. They found the instance where Tyson Fury had his glove taken off and it was forced to put on another glove because he had tampered, because somebody had either tampered with the glove getting in the ring, or he had one of the most unique malfunctions in the history of boxing gloves occur on the way into the ring, right? So all that stuff was happening. Now there is a farmer who testified. Now watch this. It's a farmer who testified that he was the one that provided uncastrated boar meat to Tyson Fury that caused Tyson Fury to test positive, and his cousin to test positive for nandrolone, a performance enhancing drug, right? Now, note this. This guy testified to it. So nobody is saying, the farmer's name is Martin, that he wasn't involved, that he wasn't the one that said that he sold the boar meat, the wild boar meat, to Tyson Fury's camp, right? Now, do we know that if the guy is lying or not? No, we do not. I do not know. Well, yes, we do. We do know that he was lying. We don't know if he was lying then. We don't know if he's lying now. But whatever the case is, he is lying one way or the other. Remember that point. Now, what did Mauricio Sulaiman say? Now, you don't have to read what Mauricio Sulaiman, who is the head of the WBC, you wouldn't even have to read what Mauricio Sulaiman said, because he's just, what the WBC is going to do. They're going to take the same stance on this performance-enhancing drug test failure with Canelo, as they did with Canelo Alvarez's performance enhancing drug failure, because Tyson Fury is somebody that can pay them tremendous amounts. The fights with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury paid them a lot of money in sanction fees, and that's how they keep their lights on. So with Canelo, when Canelo Alvarez popped dirty for performance enhancing drugs against Gennady Golovkin, what did they do? They immediately came out and said, we support Canelo Alvarez. This is just an anomaly. This is not the case. He did not use performance enhancing drugs. This came from the computerol. We believe in him 100%. He would never do this. He's too ethically pure. He's taken thousands of tests before. We don't believe it, right? So they defended him, and then what do? Subsequently, they changed the rules, their own rules, to elevate the level of allowable computerol in the system of a boxer. So now, if Canelo Alvarez had the same amount of computerol in his system in the next fight, they wouldn't pop dirty, because they basically said, we believe Canelo, and now we're going to legalize what Canelo did. So if we legalize it, it's not a violation, because we're the ones, WBC are the ones that get to say whether it's a violation or not, right? Not a lot of people understand that. It's not VADA that determines whether or not somebody's violating WBC rules or not. It is the WBC that decides that. So the WBC, Mauricio Sulaiman, comes with a very, very, very interesting take on this particular thing with Tyson Fury. He says, number one, he says that we believe Tyson Fury over somebody that admitted that they lied under oath. Let me get this right, Mauricio. You believe Tyson Fury over somebody that lied under oath, that admitted to lying under oath. Okay, if he admitted to lying under oath and you believe that he lied under oath, which is why you don't believe him, right? Because that's what Mauricio Sulaiman said. He said, I don't believe him because he admitted to lying under oath. So if he lied under oath, then you shouldn't believe him. And if you don't believe him, that means you don't believe you shouldn't believe he's the one that sold the boar meat, right? He's the one that exonerated Tyson Fury to begin with. So if you don't believe him, then don't believe him. Don't believe him now. Don't believe him then. So if you don't believe what he's saying now, and you shouldn't believe what he said then just throw it out. And do you know what happens if you don't believe the farmer named Martin? Tyson Fury gets suspended for a very long time, because from what I understand, the only reason he didn't get a very, very long suspension is because of the testimony of this farmer. So either way, Tyson Fury comes out looking bad. If you believe that the man lied, if you believe that he's lying now, right? And that Tyson Fury, and that if you believe that he's lying now, and you believe that he was lying then, okay, then throw his whole throw the farmer's testimony out. And what are you left with? You're left with looking at the evidence related to Tyson Fury without that man's testimony. Just strike it off from the record, and then there is no boar meat excuse whatsoever. So for me, you actually have to believe the man. You have to say, well, I believe him the first time, but I don't believe him the second time. But Mauricio Sulaiman said, I don't believe him because he admitted to lying under oath. So if you believe that he lied under oath, right, you believe him now because he's saying that he lied under oath, and you're taking him at his word that he lied under oath. So if Mauricio Sulaiman believes him that he's a liar, then again, throw it out. And you are left with what? Tyson Fury having nandrolone in his system and absolutely no explanation for how it got into his and his brother's system. But there's a very, very easy way to try to figure out what the truth is. Whoever the source is, the go-between guy, and I'll get to Frank Warren. But let's talk about it with Frank Warren's response. Frank Warren says that the guy reached out to him in October of last year and to talk to him, or wrote him a letter with a lot of errors in it. Okay, with a lot of errors. I don't know what those errors are. I mean, errors in time frame, errors in spelling. I don't know what that is. right? What those errors are. But with errors, so Frank Warren spoke with him and the guy asked him for money. Okay. So now you're saying, and you said, just take it to UCAD, but the guy didn't take it to UCAD. He took it to the newspapers. Let's think about it. Oh, and he also said, Frank Warren also said that he's not giving the name of the guy that was the go-between, that he claims was the go-between. Look, Frank, there had to have been a go-between. Frank Warren, are you trying to tell me that there is no go-between? If the man testified, if he is the one, the farmer is the one that testified, is the one that said he sold the boar meat, if his name is in those transcripts from that investigation, if it was him, then Tyson Fury himself admitted that there was a go-between between he and the farmer. Tyson Fury's team is the one that presented the farmer's evidence. So what difference does it make if the man didn't give the name of the go-between? And if this man is never saying he met Tyson Fury. That's something that Frank Warren also said. Hey, this guy never met Tyson Fury. I don't think he ever claimed that he met Tyson Fury. He claimed that he sold boar meat to somebody for Team Fury. And there's an easy way to determine whether or not that's true. Is that farmer's name on the record as within the original UCAD investigation? Is he the guy that Team Fury said sold him the boar meat? So, if that's true, Mr. Warren, Tyson Fury's own team have already admitted that this man sold them the boar meat because they're the ones that put the information out there, the exculpatory information out there to get them off the hook to begin with. It hinges. The only reason that somebody could convince me that this man's testimony is not relevant. I'm not saying, now I said relevant. I didn't say lie. I didn't say true. I said relevant. The only way that you'll tell me that this man's thing isn't relevant is if this farmer did not testify to UCAD at all. If he testified on behalf of Team Fury at all, then whether or not he met Tyson Fury personally is irrelevant, and whether or not he gave the name of the middleman is irrelevant, because Tyson Fury's team themselves are the ones that proactively use this man's testimony as a defense to begin with. But I don't expect a promoter for Tyson Fury to do anything differently, because that's his money on the line. I don't expect Mauricio Sulaiman to do anything differently related to Tyson Fury, because that's his money on the line. What I do think, though, is that UCAD should investigate this, because if UCAD was lied to, then UCAD needs to look back into it, go back into it and say, hey, man, this, my friend, is perjury. Okay, this man perjured himself. He's admitting that he perjured himself. What are the facts? Show me the receipts. Okay, this man is saying he didn't do it. Fine. Show me the receipts that you have that says that you bought the boar meat. Show me the receipts. Show me the cash receipts with his name on it that says, because you paid money for it. Do you have any proof other than this man's testimony that you bought wild boar meat for him? And it's also not difficult to find out from the farmer whether or not he's ever sold boar meat or not. Go interview people around him and say, hey, man, has this dude ever sold you any boar meat? Is this man on record whatsoever for selling wild boar? If he said, I've never found wild boar, you can't find anybody that he's ever sold wild boar to, and he said he didn't do it, hey, man, maybe he didn't do it. But in either way it goes, if the man was lying then, and this is another thing Frank Warren said. He said, look, man, either he was lying then or he was lying now. Okay, true. He was either lying then or he's lying now. Either way, he's lying. And since he's lying, he has no credibility. right? So since he has no credibility, nothing he says has any credibility, including his original testimony about selling the boar meat to Fury, which means Tyson Fury now has no exculpatory evidence for having nandrolone in his system, and neither does Huey Fury. And then we go from there. So I find that what the WBC said was ridiculous. What Frank Warren's explanation for it is like, I mean, those guys are on Tyson Fury's team. Tyson Fury pays both of those guys. Tyson Fury pays the WBC sanctioning fees. Tyson Fury pays Frank Warren his promoter fee. What are they supposed to say? But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. Man, this dude keeps getting caught up. And let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.